9 months ago, I decided that I wanted to try living a minimalist lifestyle, and I purged our entire home from top to bottom. We went through clothes, books, home decor, electronics, you name a category, and I can tell you we downsized like crazy. We got rid of so much stuff, and naively, I thought to myself, I will look back on this moment as the declutter. That meant we never owned more than we needed again. But as I continue to pursue minimalism, I am learning over and over that unfortunately, it is just not that simple. Stuff has a way of piling up whether you want it to or not. And even in areas where we haven't accrued more items, there are things I'm just constantly learning I don't need, things I maybe wasn't ready to get rid of at the time that I'm now definitely ready to part with, which brings us to today. Our entire home could use a good declutter, but tackling the entire thing at once felt a little bit overwhelming, so I decided to try and make it into kind of a 1-week challenge, and every day I'm gonna focus on a different area or room of our home. So grab yourself a cup of tea or coffee, or throw me on in the background while you declutter your own home, and let's do some simplifying. We are starting off first with my wardrobe. I have been working towards this goal of a very minimal, simple capsule wardrobe of things I love and wear on the regular. But I've also shared in other videos that I'm on a bit of a health journey right now, which means a lot of clothes that once fit me perfectly are now several sizes too small. I've been a little all over the place in this area. I have purchased a lot more clothing in the last 6 months than I meant to, largely because the things I had physically did not fit my body. I'm celebrating the body changes as a huge win because it's something that I was working towards, but now this area is just kind of a smorgasbord of items, some of which fit me really well, some of which don't, and I'm still kind of figuring out what I feel really good in this chapter. However, I know there are some things that I'm ready to part with, and I would really like to pare this down as much as I can. So we're gonna jump into that and hopefully walk out with a summer capsule wardrobe. I just did a quick run through of my wardrobe, and I pulled out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things super easily that I know it's time to part with. We have a pair of shorts that I have loved, but honestly they're just really stretched out and I don't feel super comfortable wearing them out in public anymore. This shirt, which is so comfortable and I love it, but it's not great quality and it is falling apart, and it's just time. And then I have a few dresses. One of them is a bridesmaid's dress I wore last year. Love the dress, I'm just never gonna wear it again. And then the other two are dresses that I have kept for sentimental reasons and just love. I love how this dress looks, but I've never enjoyed wearing it. The material of it is not breathable in the slightest, and I sweat and I smell when I wear this dress. At the bottom of my closet, I have this lovely pile of jeans, which is waiting to be listed on Poshmark Facebook Marketplace. These are jeans that no longer fit me at all. And then over here on the left is my maybe bin. I established this last winter when there were a few things I just wasn't ready to pull the trigger on, but I knew weren't gonna make sense in the long term. As you can see, there are quite a few things I'm currently on the fence about, which I have thrown into the bin. And my kind of loose rule of thumb is if I don't miss it until the next time I go through my clothes, I can be pretty sure I'm not gonna miss it in the future. Moving to the other side of the bedroom, the little area around my nightstand has just been accumulating stuff. And by stuff, I mean slippers and books. Far more than I am actually using or need. There are a few books I know I do wanna get rid of, but the ones I wanna keep, I don't actually have a great spot for yet. Later this week, I might go get a bookshelf. We do have one in Zach's office, but she is full. Between the two of us, we are both big readers, and there are a number of books that I do love having on hand. I'm gonna add that to the to-do list for the week. If you're wondering to yourself, is that toothpaste on your slipper? Yes. Yes, it is. All right, we've officially gone down to one pair of slippers because I really don't need more than that. And then in my top drawer, I kept 2 books that I am currently reading. I also have a few sentimental things stored in this drawer, but that is pretty much it for what I want to keep in here. This is another project that I actually would really like to get done this week. I'm not going to do it tonight, but I'm very, very excited to get this hung. I think we'll do a day of kind of decluttering project items that are only clutter while they're waiting to be done. I feel like I kind of started off easy with that one, but it's okay because I honestly don't have that much time today. My mom is actually coming to visit, which is so exciting, but she's getting here in a few hours and I need to set up her bed. Also need to just tidy the kitchen. So I'm gonna do that. And then tomorrow we will pick it back up. I just remembered the one other thing that I wanna do tonight is order some prints for frames I have for the bedroom. I really want to do 3 picture frames above our dresser. I bought some on Marketplace that I love, but the prints for them are a little bit bigger than I can get at like Walmart. So I need to actually order them online and I'm hoping that they'll come in the next few days so that we can actually get those up this week because that would be really nice to have that done. The kitchen is the room I have the hardest time decluttering in because I think pretty much everything we have here is functional. In other rooms of my house, it's easier to look at something and go, okay, this actually doesn't hold any value for me. But in the kitchen, everything has at least some kind of purpose. It's a little trickier to figure out what's actually worth keeping and what's adding more value to our life. I'm sure someone has come up with an actual name for it, but I feel like there are different stages and seasons of decluttering. There have been times where decluttering for me feels like I'm getting rid of more than I'm keeping, when I just have an absurd amount of stuff that no one should ever need. I don't really feel like I'm in that stage right now. Probably the one area of our house that is an exception to that is our junk drawer. When we moved in, I honestly just kind of started throwing things in there and I have not looked through it once. It sometimes opens and closes and sometimes it doesn't, but I'm pretty confident that we can get rid of a lot of things in there. The drawer is looking so much better. There were a lot of receipts in here we didn't need, a lot of old business cards and flyers. We're currently left with what looks like a very messy coordination of things. I'm okay with that because honestly it is our junk drawer. It's got our household binder, a few home things, some extra spice labels, chip clips, and then just like lighters, a phone charger. Next up, it's finally time to tackle my mug cupboard. Banned myself from buying any mugs in 2024. I did make one exception when we had the opportunity to get a souvenir mug from a fun vacation we went on. I also know that we still have too many mugs. We are a household of 2 people. We both reach for the same 1 or 2 every morning, so we have a lot that just aren't getting used. And we also don't typically use a lot of mugs when people are over. So today I'm gonna bite the bullet and officially put them in the donate box. We are officially 5 mugs shorter in our collection. Mugs are so easy to collect and accumulate over the years. A lot of them are ones I've gotten as gifts, or I just absolutely fell in love with them at HomeSense because they're so cute. This one is a prime example of that. It's so cute. It kind of looks like a little white pumpkin. Found this at Winners probably 5 years ago, and I still think it's adorable, but I've used it maybe once or twice. Because it's shaped like a pumpkin, it's really awkward to drink out of. Both times I have used this, I spilled all over myself. While I have enjoyed looking at it in my cupboard, the value of that does not outweigh the space that it takes up on that shelf. I was just telling my mom, I actually would really like to get an Ember mug eventually. I drink my coffee and my tea very slowly, which means I feel like I am on a constant back and forth from our microwave trying to reheat my drinks. That would let us get rid of a couple more because I would be using that on the daily, and I know Zach wants one as well, and if we each got one, we would be able to get rid of quite a few. We would basically just need mugs for guests. So maybe one day we'll get there. Something I have struggled to overcome in my decluttering minimalism journey is keeping things out of guilt. There have been times I purchased something unnecessarily, or because I thought it would be fun to start this new hobby and I just never got into it. Even though it feels silly to say out loud, there's a part of me that feels like it's more acceptable to get rid of once I've had it for a certain amount of time. I love having my nails done, and at some point last spring, I became convinced that this was a hobby I was going to really get into, doing all my own nails. Completely got lost down the rabbit hole of YouTube and Instagram videos. The accounts just make it look so effortless. But not only was I not great at it, I realized that while I do love getting my nails done for special occasions, I really don't like having them in the day-to-day. And on the occasions that I do have them done, I actually really like the experience of going to a salon. In this case for me, doing it myself isn't the preferable option. But I had bought the UV dryer and the polish. I got the whole kit and caboodle, and I have hung on to it trying to convince myself that this is something that I want to do. I should be making good use of that money, but the truth is I know I'm not going to use it, and it is not doing me any favors taking up space in our house. I think it's so easy to get trapped in that mindset. A good lesson of, I probably should have honestly just not bought that thing. I think I know myself well enough to have known better. Keeping things out of obligation that you don't find value in is just not worth it. Not only does it take up physical space, but it makes it harder to get access to the things that you do find value in. It's another thing for your eyes to catch on, and visual clutter is not something to take lightly. Plus, I'm hoping that I can either sell it or gift it to someone who will actually find value in it. I'm pretty happy with the little donation pile we've got going. That bin I have been filling up for a few weeks, but the bag and the box are all from the last couple of days. Since I am decluttering every day this week, I'll probably wait until Thursday or Friday and then drop those off. I just Googled what to do with reusable bags because we have somehow collected through the years more bags than we could ever possibly use. I'm gonna throw a few in our car, keep a few in our closet, and then I'm actually gonna put the rest in the donate pile because apparently Salvation Army thrift stores will accept them as donations and then they give them out for free to their customers. I just put the first load of bags in, came back, grabbed the second load, went to go put it in our trunk, went to go grab the handle, and there's a giant moth like tucked under the handle, hanging onto our car for dear life. I brought them back in and I will bring them out on our next trip because this is just not the moment. It's just not the moment. I really wanted to go through our board games, but I actually don't see them. I don't know where in the world they could be. However, I'm gonna press pause right now. Tonight is date night, so I'm gonna go get ready for that and enjoy just a chill, quality time evening with my husband. Today we are getting a little bit of a later start than I originally planned. I've been feeling really physically tired. We ended up sleeping in a little bit later this morning, which I do not regret in the slightest. However, we definitely need to get into things. These rooms will probably be a little bit more organizing than decluttering, but I still want to try and knock them out this week because they are in need of it. I feel like somewhere along the way, this decluttering challenge has kind of turned into more of an organization challenge, but I'm not mad about it. Yesterday, we knocked out the laundry room and then started the linen closet, laid everything out all over my living room that was in the closet, and then very suddenly realized I had to go to a doctor's appointment, and right from there we went to a family dinner, did not get home until late. So we are picking up where we left off today, and we're gonna try and complete everything on the to-do list. I got these sheet set organizers from Amazon in a pack of 4, and I am so excited about them. Sheets are just so awkward to fold and store nicely. We actually don't even own 4 sheet sets. I do think that's an area that we probably will add to eventually, so I don't mind having an extra couple on hand. The linen closet is complete. It looks so good. This was such a stressful, chaotic space, and now she's looking really organized. It means it's time to officially jump into our project list. Things that are only clutter because we have been putting off doing something with them. We have a pile of things in our living room corner over here, some art that needs to be hung up, some shelves that I was gonna hang up, but I actually think we're going to return them to IKEA and just swap them out for a different color. We've been sitting on it for a few weeks, and I just think we want a darker wood. Zach is gonna help me hang things in a little bit. We're gonna start off by organizing my new pantry. We've had this closet in our hallway that has been sitting empty since we moved in, and the vision was to put some shelving in and make it a pantry, and Zach just did that for me like an hour ago. So I'm really excited. Move everything into the closet. I think it's just gonna look so good. absolutely blasting through these projects, and I'm so excited because I didn't think we were gonna be able to get a bookshelf today. I thought I would just check Marketplace really quickly, and it turns out we found just about the perfect bookshelf 5 minutes away from us. So we just picked it up and we're gonna give it a quick clean and then organize it, decorate it, put the things on it. There actually were a couple pictures that I wanted to hang that I think I would rather put on the shelf, which just works out perfectly. The shelf is in, she is looking good. However, it is a little bit wobbly. So unfortunately, I don't think I'm gonna put all the books and everything on it today. We're probably gonna mount it to the wall before we put anything on just to be safe. So I'm slightly bummed about that because I really wanted to get that done in this video, but that's okay, not a big deal. We have friends coming over in a little bit under an hour for dinner. So we are wrapping up the projects quickly. I think we're actually on the last one. We have this sign from our wedding, which I have been dying to hang up, and it has just been sitting in a cardboard box. So I think we're gonna try and get that up quickly and then jump into dinner prep. We just wrapped up dinner with our friends. We had such a good night. I just feel like we are building the sweetest community in this chapter of life, and I'm so thankful for it. Thank you guys so much for coming with me in this little week of decluttering and organizing our home. Going through all those spaces in our house just felt so good, and then today knocking out those projects, I just feel so good having that done. I would love to know what you are decluttering in this season, or if there's anything that you're learning you really actually don't need right now. Definitely leave a comment and let me know. If you are interested in hearing any more about intentional living, the pursuit of a slower life, or simple living habits that are changing my life, make sure to click the subscribe button because that is actually the next video that is dropping on my channel. And I can't wait to see you in it. I hope you have a good day because today is a good day to have a good day. And that's it. Bye.